Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about, is Scream 7 still following the rules of a requel? So a requel is a rebooted sequel where it's kind of like a soft reboot. And in Scream 5 and 6, they followed these rules. Basically, Scream 5 was the original Scream movie. Scream 6 was Scream 2. Now, if the events that happened with like Melissa and stuff never happened, then Scream 7 would have been similar to that of Scream 3. So I'm curious, are they still going along with those plans or did they ditch them? So that has to make you stop and wonder now. If they are still following those rules, then that means whoever Ghostface is like, a long lost sibling that nobody knew about. That's what Roman was in Scream 3. He was Sydney's long lost brother, and she never knew that he existed. And he wanted revenge because everything that revolves around him tied to the beginning and even before that of the events of Scream 1. And in Scream 7, Ghostface literally tells Sydney that he's been planning this for years and everything, and that like her daughter is the same age that Sydney is now. Not now, but the same age Sydney was back in Scream 1. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. And so, like, it makes me now wonder. I know a lot of fans really want Stu to come back alive. I still don't. I still believe that dude is deader than dead. I know they've been teasing this whole insane asylum and somebody from Sydney's past and all this other stuff, but like, dude is dead, all right? Every Ghostface is dead. Every Ghostface has either been stabbed to death, shot in the head, except for that of Stu. He just had a TV fall on him and he got electrocuted. Yeah, he probably could have survived that, but you gotta think of the weight of the TV crashing on his head, the glass, and the electrocution. And it was a pretty nifty, like, kill and everything. But there's always that slim possibility. I mean, they've been teasing it for the longest time. They teased it in Scream 6. And even Kevin Williamson back in the day teased it to the point where I think initially he wanted Stu to return for the killer in Scream 3, but everything got screwed up and that just never happened. Plus, since so many people on the internet think it's Stu with millions of YouTube videos and everything, you gotta remember how the people of Scream operate. If they start to figure out that fans can guess who it is before the movie even comes out back when they're filming it, they will literally change the entire movie and ending and stuff. They've done that before. When a script leaked, I think in Scream, what was it? The first one, they just completely changed. It's one of those, I can't remember which one it was, but it's one of those movies where the script leaked and they had to change the complete ending and everything. Not to mention, there are multiple scripts. So this is how it works on Scream. There are multiple scripts. Every actor gets a completely different script with watermarks on it, and there are multiple killer reveals. So, to prevent leaks, if a script is to leak, then they will know exactly which Ghostface killer reveal it was and which watermark the script had and everything. And so this is how they prevent leaks and everything. So since it's pretty obvious that so many fans are going with the whole Stu thing, I don't think for a second they're gonna go with that. If they're still following the rules of a what did I call it? A requel and everything, then it will have to be somebody as far back as like one of the first 3 Scream movies, and it will have to be a family reveal. But a family reveal nobody knew about. It's not going to be like Gail's long lost like sibling, Because of the simple fact, one, Ghostface isn't really going after Gail and is going after Sydney. So it would have to be somebody, but not related to Stu, because that's still too obvious and everything. Stu parents are probably so old they could never be Ghostface or dead. Same thing with Casey Becker's parents. They're way too old to be running around in a Ghostface costume. However, However, the problem now is the dude from Scream 6, he was old and he was running around in a Scream outfit. Oh, crap. So they should never have done that, man. Anyways, I'm still going with the whole notion that they're too old and can't move around like that. Maybe because he's a cop, maybe. And maybe he just sent his daughter and son to do all the killings. Who knows? Anyway, what if the possibility that Casey Becker had like a brother and sister that fans just never knew about? Like, what if, just what if, like, the brother or sister was like having a sleepover? And or what if like what's his name? Casey Becker, what's her boyfriend name? Steven Orff or something like that. We don't know nothing about Steven other than him and Casey dated. And if this person has been waiting for years and years, it could very well be somebody tied to that of Scream 1 and everything. Because think about it. Casey died, Steve died, and the parents probably went into an insane asylum, went nuts in the head, and that probably ruined that kid's life. Like, who knows? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm hoping that they're still going the requel route, and I hope it's somebody really closely tied to Scream 1. Plus, you gotta stop and think about that photograph that everybody keeps talking about. I have watched all the TV spots and I still can't spot this photograph. But I trust these YouTubers that like videos I watch because they don't lie. They're not like these toxic people and stuff, right? They seem pretty up there, like nice people and stuff, and try to get out the truth. So anyway, this photograph right here has been shopped around online. And of course, it's the still picture from like, Screen 1, the photo production still picture of the cast just posing and everything, but looking all serious and stuff. They decided to use this in Scream like 7. And so the one thing that you have noticed that they're posing and stuff, somebody took their picture. It's not just like a random like, oh, they're looking away from the camera, they're actually posing and stuff. But who took the picture? That's the question and everything. And most likely whoever took the picture is probably that of Ghostface. But who could it be? We never really got to know none of the other high school students from Scream 1. We know that Tara and Sam's mother went to school and she was supposed to appear in Scream 7, but the whole Melissa thing happened because she still returned. We know that like none of the kids knew Casey Becker from Scream 1 except for Stu because they dated and everything. But like what if it was kind of like somebody like he asked her, hey, can you take this picture for us like real fast or something like that? And maybe she did it and then they could still not know who she is. Or maybe it could be Steve, like maybe he took the picture and stuff. Because we don't know if they really knew him or not. And so, and of course, there's the principal. And let's not forget, he died like a random death and everything. All because Stu and Billy were just pissed at him and everything. But we don't know nothing about his family. We don't know if he has kids. Like, we don't know nothing. So, it had to have been somebody probably close to that school who took, that picture. Or maybe they use a tripod. Who knew? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.